Welcome back into ASKA. This is the village of Bjornborg. I'm Ace. It's day 15, and we are looking at, if you've looked at the description for this episode, boy, we are looking at a long list of stuff that needs to get done. So I'm going to pull that list up over here on the other screen, and I'm just going to stare at it for the next for the next day or three of in-game time, and just keep trying to knock that list down because wow, it's not short. Let's just say that. Upgrade the workshops, make lumber products so that we can upgrade the workshops, upgrade the metalworker, the armorer. We've got plenty of roads that need to be built through here. It's time for a farm or two and the plots that go with them, which means rope, another dozen or so villagers, yeah, patrol markers, get the fences sorted out because we need to start having the soldiers making a patrol route so that everybody feels happy. We need more iron ore and then bloom from that. We need to get a second fishing hut up and running, although that's pretty low priority because we've got a ton of meat in storage. So, yeah, making lumber products, I could basically spend an entire day doing that, and it might very well be one of the most important things we have. So let's see here. Go ahead and drop these sticks in. And see if we've got another soldier over here yet. Nope. Okay, so as soon as we have that, we'll go ahead and put this other skull cap on them. And in the meantime, let's run over and actually start knocking out some carpentry bits. Because we need that. We need that much more than we need a hole in the head. Hold on one second. Boom, there we go. Okay, let's continue on. Boom shakalaka. That's going to be a neat trick if that gives us to us twice. Look at that. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't know if that was a bug or if they've changed the possible yields. Doesn't seem like we should be getting 2 out of it, but the game says they're willing to give me 2. I'll take them. do something else here real quick. One moment. We're gonna, oh, that axe is just so close. Alright, so we're gonna run over here to the other side of these cottages. Just knock down a tree or three in range of them so that we've got some sticks over here and so that we've got some long sticks since they seem to be waiting for those. Whoop, whoop, no, don't. Yeah, right. That's it. When you break something, right away, make sure you look around on the ground and you check your inventory. Find that iron axe head, because if your inventory's full, it will drop on the ground. And you'll go running back to fix it, and it won't be in your inventory, and then hopefully you remember where it dropped. But if you don't, then that thing's just floating around out in space somewhere. Always good to come back here and just make sure you have it in your inventory before you come running back. You can fix it right away. Bingo bango. Run past barracks. We're going to get rid of that other skull cap. Quite yet, apparently. We're on the eastern edge of town, and I think that we are just about at the edge of town where the fence is going to end up being. Maybe just a little further to the east. For right now, I'm going to pick this line and just continue north, south rather, right along this line. South side of town. Get turned around here. Tree within a tree. And I think that the village is going to go about as far as here. Well, I think that this is going to be far enough. Now maybe just these two, and then we'll call it for right now in this section. Maybe just these three. Okay, maybe just these 8. This well is probably going to be just inside the fence line. This willow tree should be just about in the southwest corner of the village. Gonna come down and then shoot on up. Fishing hut's probably gonna be just outside of the village, so the next fishing hut I think will probably come right back here into the cove. And we'll probably put 1 or 2 coming off near that rock, like coming out here. So it's just probably gonna take care of most of our fish needs pretty effectively. Go back to what we were doing, making carpentry stuff. I still have some garlic, I do. If I can get that health all the way up to full. Well, we need to go over and make those changes to the new cottage. We do that interior. Let's go ahead and start the upgrade on this place into a house. The workers start on that. We're probably going to need to make a nail or 3 for them. Otherwise, I think we've probably got probably pretty close to the materials we need already on hand. Make sure you're dismantling the beds and not the cottage. That would suck. Furnitures, we're going to put a thatched bed all the way down, tucked in this corner. Repeat it right there. 3, 4, leave a space. Leave a space. shelf. You all know this trip by now. Got 3 loaded there. We have nobody that is homeless. Good. Probably have 1 or more people that are not doing their optimal jobs, so there's some HR work definitely in front of us. But for right now, I think wood planks, wood beams, wood post. Ooh, boy, was I wrong about that? Boy. Okay. Alright, you guys, you're just not gonna pick these up, huh? those. But they're standing around, so they should be able to take care of that next one. Yeah, they'll only pull it out of the inventory. They won't pull it off the bucket. Okay, well that's a little silly. Iron nails. We do not have 6 of those lying around. I believe we have. Oh, you know what? They already went and got whatever we had, so we need 6 of those. That's going to be 2 iron bloom. You seriously are out of firewood? I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a moment. I guess I do believe it. Well, this is the joy of the coal maker, is that at some point you can just take that person and say, you know what, you're not working at the coal maker anymore because you've done a great job. In fact, you've done too great a job, Amelia. And now we're going to say move you over here to this warehouse for now. Check your map, look for that thing right there. It's gonna be to our north. Look in this direction. Fortunately, I think they're gonna come right here, right where we have a couple soldiers already standing around. Come get some. just about the perfect spot for them to spawn in. Hunters will take care of those now. Plus some fine pelts. Alright, we were taking a look at that iron. We've got coal, so let's go ahead and make those nails. Here. No, we have to do the bloomery first. No kidding. That one's going to be a little painful, especially since I don't think it's in the final spot where we really want it. 5, 10 planks, 5, so that's going to be 5, 10 big logs. 10 big logs. This could be worse. Going to open up a few additional options for us here. Sturdy fishing rod, which I like that because that's cheap enough, as it were. Shield the longbow, excellent. All about that. Let's get 1 or 2 of those made. That's an easy one, it's cheap, and everybody's going to come out ahead on that. So you push the correct button. Somebody once said it helps if you push the correct button. I'm not going to do it again, really. Is that That's full up. Okay, let's see if we can pop out a couple longbows here. Oh, do we still have these folks over here? I think we do. Let's go ahead and get rid of one of those skull caps. We already gave them one. Barracks. Emma. Emma, here you go, Emma. Okay, I'm liking how things are looking so far. Make lumber products. Bring in more people. So I was threatening to go out and bring back Jolten blood today, and I didn't. And I think it's time to make good on that promise, at least a little bit. So let's do that. I've got make some room so that we can bring back more. Always make sure you check your tools before you go running out the door. Make sure your pickaxe is in good shape. Sucks to run all the way out here and then find that your pickaxe is nearly broken. Dogs just came over and said, "Scritch me." Of course I scritched. Training is key. Gotta make sure that they've trained you correctly. Found that if you ever have to do something more or less the same time each day, and you have some dogs, really all you need to do is do the thing you're supposed to be doing every day, and give them a little bit of peanut butter at the same time on your fingertip. Next day, do the same thing, same time. Do that about 3 days in a row, and you will never forget that thing again, because every day at that time, they're going to walk up to you and say, "Where's my peanut butter? Is it peanut butter o'clock? I know it's peanut butter o'clock." Oh, let me see here. Ruby Woodsman, Resilient Surge. I'll take a green thumb. Go ahead and preload the next 5. And take a look at this cottage, which I think is probably done inside. Yar. Yeah, like good level. All right, we'll let them finish that up. I think we're full up over here. We are indeed. So, do we have storage here? Yeah, we do. Oh, we only get the health bump from fresh garlic. If it's been sitting in our inventory for a little while, no health bump. Take a look over here in the food storage and see if there's some waiting for us. Onions, perfect. Boom, boom. I like that. Health being replenished. Yeah, we're there. All right. So let's talk about this spot down here and what's going to be done about that. That's going to be that there. If I come and I replace that, we're still getting some reds there. But if instead I choose to build a archery range here, I turn it around. The height is set by the big building at the back of the archery range right in front of me. And notice no reds. So we can just come in here now, ease down. that. We're coming to the end of day 15. It's not quite going to let me get that crazy, but it is going to let me get that crazy. So day 15 coming to an end. Day 16 will be next, and we're going to just keep doing more of the same. Keep knocking on this list that I've got here. More carpentry to be done, and honestly, I'm going to just turn that over to some villagers, and so we're going to get our first worker here into a workshop. And that'll let us set up basic tools for everybody to be stockpiled and so on as well. That's a huge step, and we've got at least a few villagers that are great at building things that have some proclivity for that. So they're going to take that job and start running with it, and we're going to start just worrying about making sure that they've always got hardwood to work with and whatnot. In the meantime, this is just going to sort of, I'm not even really making this be the final version, it's just getting it really close. See that it lets me really dig in there a bunch with the archery range. There. This flat area is going to curve around behind the mine mountain, and it's going to meet up with our road, our north-south road, right here. So we're going to end up flattening this whole area out. There's going to be a road somewhere around right here coming out, and then this is going to be the edge of town. And there'll be an edge of town somewhere down around this area right there where I cut off those, well, that doesn't show the cutoff correctly, but yeah, somewhere in this area where I cut that off, that's what we're going to see. So that's coming up in day 16, which we are going to start here in just a moment. Notice right now it's saying E too far away, but I can click and it will actually do that one. Anytime you can't click on one because it believes it's too far away, just go ahead and do a swing with the pick with the hoe manually and see if that doesn't do the trick. Do be careful when you're left clicking though with your hoe, because anything in front of you that can be destroyed that's laying on the ground, like sticks, rocks, whatever, will get destroyed by that, whereas they won't get destroyed when you're using the E. So if you've got stuff lying around that you need to work on, if I didn't want to destroy that food, right now if I go ahead and select my hoe and I hit that, that food's going to be destroyed. But if instead I was, say, leveling that with the terrain leveling tool, like this, and I went ahead and clicked this square, if it were green and valid with the E, then that would not get destroyed even though it was sitting right on top of it. So use your E. Use your E whenever you can. But in this case over here, we don't have anything that's going to be destroyed. So, and the E is not going to work because it says too far away. So here's where the cursor with the left mouse button really works well. And again, I'm using the archery range just because it has such a big area and because it is more forgiving than the terraforming tool. I come in here right now with the terraforming tool, and I'm about to stop this episode and start the next one, but if I come in here with the terrain tool, you can see how we're almost immediately red. It's just not going to give us that one. But if I come in here instead with the archery range, that, again, what's deciding the height is this building here at the back. So there, that gave us that as a green, no problem. And even the ones right next to it that are steeper. So use buildings when it's giving you red on the terrain tool. That means also getting closer to tree trunks and things like that. They're going to be more permissive with the building than with the terrain tool. We're getting close to trees and other buildings and whatnot. In this case, obviously, we want to cancel the archery range before they actually build it. So once we get enough of those knocked down, I just come here and I go ahead and dismantle the archery range as it's getting built to clear that up. Alright, so we're going to keep knocking this down here in day 16's episode. I'm going to come right back with that in about, oh, I don't know, it takes me 3 or 4 minutes to set up each episode. So be back in 3, 4, 5 minutes with the next day's episode. This is Ace. I'll see you then. I'm out of here.